Hey viewers, welcome to another game of the Casual Pro Gamer. Today we're doing another IEM Kiev game, and namely Against All Authority versus Team Dignitas. And we are going to go into the game right away. Team Dignitas is playing in blue, and Against All Authority is playing in purple. So yeah, right off the bat we get a nice little bug in the replay system where we miss the first 40 seconds of the game. That is excellent. So it's a good thing that we don't have that, but everyone has that, even in these tournaments. It seems that the blue team is ready for the jungle invade that is supposed to be coming, but yeah, since this is a Shaco game, because, well, there is a Shaco in this game, I should say, nothing is going to happen, because Shaco is, or the team that has a Shaco is forced to stay at the blue or the red, depending on where he starts, and is going to be unable to go into the enemy jungle because he has to set up his boxes to do an efficient jungle. Are we seeing... No, we're not seeing Nunu jungle. That would be crazy. So Team Dignitas apparently, yeah, not very good at doing this, and yeah, they're going to take quite a bit of damage for, well, these raids that are really easy. And yeah, actually Nunu has to go back because he's at about half mana already. But anyway, we are seeing support Nunu here, which is excellent. It is kind of a new thing. It has been introduced in the last IEM, I think. And well, Shaco is coming in, going invisible before the bush to make sure that nobody sees the puff of smoke, but is not going to get anything done. And he is still there. He does have double buff already, which is pretty good. But he's not going to manage to do anything here. Okay, we see the first pause here. I do have the times written down. We have to go to 14:55, and that should be the unpause. There we go. There are two pauses in this game, so we already had the first one, and the second one is going to be in about 3 minutes, and then hopefully the rest will be smooth sailing. So I have no idea what the pause was about. Maybe there was a disconnect, maybe there was a malfunction in something, but seeing from what we've seen in previous tournaments, it is probably going to be a disconnect. And yeah, we've seen a lot of disconnects in games, in tournament games, because the software is just not, well, 100% foolproof, 100% bug-free, I should say. And unfortunately, in these tournaments, every now and then we get the disconnect of one of the players on the teams. And yeah, it is nice to see that they did have a pause system for this tournament, because in previous tournaments we've seen people disconnect and then the game has to continue, but then it takes like 3 minutes for them to reconnect, so they will be underleveled. And yeah, since this game is all about the details, having a 3-minute lag of one person and underleveled, someone who's underleveled, is kind of a big deal. So we missed the first blood in mid because of the awesome camera work. Where they missed the gank from Shaco coming in. But Cartus died anyway, and Sivir here got ganked as well, but had her spell shield up to prevent the fear from going down. And yeah, that worked out for them. At least I think it's the fear. It might have also been the slow, but anyway, she blocked one of the spells that Shaco had. Another gank going down on Cartus here. And Shaco might be coming in to finish this. I'm not sure. Yes, he is. Oh, but he took a tower shot there, and that is a big deal. Yeah, he is going to go back home now, with Karthus using his health potions to get back up, to get his HP back. And yeah, hopefully he will be able to to do a little better in the rest of the game. So we have to go to 1955. Yeah, 1950. And there we go. So yeah, the pause system was introduced to make sure that the bugs in the program don't cause these kind of how to say this, the disadvantage for the team that gets a disconnect, because the disconnects are completely random. So the winning team may get one, but the losing team may also get one. And if the winning team gets one, they will probably still win. But if the losing team gets one, then they have no way of coming back because they're already behind. And well, yeah, you can understand that it is a lot harder to do that. So a nice spell shield there, preventing the stun, and obviously the stun from come on, the stun from Taric is really easy to block because it takes like half a second to reach you, and yeah, you have plenty of time to press that E button that gets you the spell shield. So therefore, if the enemy goes Taric and you have Sivir, you have nothing to worry about. On the other hand, if the enemy chooses Sivir, you shouldn't go Taric. You should go someone else. And yeah, you have a lot of champions that, support champions especially, that are, that have these slow skills that are really easy to block. Such as the Sona Q, that's also really easy to block. But it's not as good to block, because blocking the stun really changes the dynamic of the bottom lane. Because if they get the stun off, that would be a lot better than if they get a little more damage done. So the purple team trying to steal the blue team's golem, and actually succeeding in doing so. Because, well, there's 3 of them and there was only Maokai trying to prevent it, which means that Karthus is not going to get a blue buff, and yeah, that is going to change a lot in how the mid lane is going to work out. I don't know what I have lately, but anyway, the Vayne getting really low here, and not able to do the same amount of damage to Sivir. But fortunately, Vayne still has some health potions left, and she doesn't have to recall yet. But she is going to take some damage from the harassment every time she comes near them. And spell shield used as an offensive tool there to make sure that she cannot get stunned even with Taric in this close range, because obviously if you're this close to Taric, you're not going to be able to spell shield the stun, and therefore actually uses it offensively, not to gain back the mana, not to prevent the stun, but just to make sure that she doesn't get stunned. And Taric's smart enough to not launch anything into that. Obviously, if you do the shatter first and then the stun, the spell shield will break and you will get the stun off. And we see Swain here getting the blue. So they stole the enemy blue first, and now Swain is getting the blue. Oh, he didn't get it. What? Shaco actually took it. That must have been an accident. Because why would Swain otherwise go all the way over there? Anyway, Shaco is going to make use of that by killing Dragon. And Taric is going to help him do that. Because obviously it would be good if you have multiple people there. Swain is now going to come in, and together they are getting a Dragon at 9 minutes 43. Which is not as fast as some of the other dragons we've seen. Especially Team Dignitas has taken dragons really early in this tournament. I think 4.5 minutes was their the dragon in their other game. And in this game, yeah, they don't even have the first one. But yeah, different jungler, different team, and that makes it very hard to do that. Well, teleporting back with two champions kind of gives them a free dragon anyway, normally. Because it means that you're out of the lane for about 30 seconds, maybe even more. And that would mean that, well, they can just go to the dragon with the two bottom lane champions, as well as the mid lane champion, and maybe even the jungler, and get the dragon before you get back into the lane. So these kind of details, yeah, we see a lot of those in competitive play. So we see Rumble using his shield and speed buff to get back in lane. Yeah, he used the harpoons and flamethrower first to make sure that he gets over 50 energy, or no, heat it's called on his part. And yeah, he's doing a lot of he gets a lot more movement speed out of that. And they do get 1 kill, but now I think they're going to lose 2. So not the best of trades ever. No. Actually did pick up a second kill there, because, well, they stayed on it, and yeah, Karthus came in. Nicely done in the end. Vayne is going to kill the Karthus though. Oh, nice flash, but a flash coming out from from Vayne as well, and Karthus gets killed anyway. Oh, I really thought he had that. So did he, I think. Yeah, nicely played by Vayne, getting all the way to mid lane, knowing that Karthus was assuming he was safe, and that nobody would come from him because everyone was dead. And then, well, landing the stun, that was really nice, obviously. And yeah, all in all, nicely played. So Vayne taking some nice damage there. And Rumble getting killed because the enemy team once again wants to steal the blue buff. This time it is going to Swain, and that is kinda well done, I should say. Against All Authority, apparently practicing that, because, well, they've done that in the same fashion twice now, and it does work out really well. Getting 3 champions there, making sure that they can smite the blue and hold back the enemies. And in the meantime, purple team gets the top turrets, and they are even going to push a little bit further, it seems. Well, just taking out the minions. Swain dies here due to a gank from Maokai. And the death timers are over 30 seconds now, which means that, yeah, the advantage you get for kills are growing and growing. aAa is now at 18k gold, where Dignitas is at 17k gold. So not a big difference, but it's about 1,500, so 1,500 gold. And yeah, it's starting to be significant. It's not as significant as it could be. Wow, a nice amount of damage going off on what's the name? On Vayne. But unfortunately the Karthus ultimate coming in a little bit too soon. The shield was still on Vayne, and yeah, that didn't work out too well. Obviously it would have been much better if that shield had worn off, and all of the damage would have gone to the actual HP, and that way they might have actually gotten the kill. But anyway, almost getting the kill there, and yeah, it was worth a try, at least. I mean, the Karthus ultimate doesn't have a really long cooldown, especially with blue buff, because you get a 20% additional cooldown reduction by wearing the blue buff, and that is a big deal. So, purple team going to set up for a gank here, but nobody is in mid lane. Well, Karthus is in mid lane, but he is not really available for a gank because he was all the way at his turret. And although they can turret dive by now, it is not recommended. So blue team trying to gank the one champion that was there, but not actually getting that done. And then, wow, this ultimate from Nunu charging all the way up, and if only Karthus had his ultimate now, he would have done so much. Vayne still dies, Swain dies. There are 3 more low champions here, and this is one of them. Shaco dies, and I think the other 2 are going to get out. Yep, they are. So free dragon for Dignitas. Well, they worked hard enough for it, so it's not really free. But they are going to get this no problem. And they did get a turret on the bottom lane as well. Not sure if that was already down though. Doesn't matter. Anyway, let's have a look at the minions. Mid lane is 85 for Swain versus 115 for Karthus, which means Karthus has a huge advantage there. Even though the Swain is 1 kill up, yeah, that's not going to make up for that difference. Bottom lane 124 versus 117. Well, that's about equal. I mean, 7 minions difference, that is not a big deal. Jungle 84 versus 127. Yeah, that is a big difference. Lee Sin definitely winning the jungle there. Or, well, getting a lot more done in the jungle. And I'm assuming he gets a lot more gold out of that as well. Well, with a 50 minion difference, I'm assuming that is true. Then Rumble, so top lane 111 versus... who is top lane? Don't remember. Hang on, who is top lane? Oh, no, Lee Sin is top lane. Never mind. And we see some action going off. This time the blue steel didn't actually work out the way they planned that. And are they going to go for Baron here? Because with Shaco down, it is actually really available. Yeah, so hang on, the top lane is going to be 111 to 134, so Lee Sin winning the top lane, not the jungle. Shaco is 64, where Maokai is 91, so Maokai actually won that. And wow, this team, man, the blue team doing so much damage. And are they going to, yeah, they're going to pick off 3 of the champions, and they are going for Baron now, at least that's what I'm assuming. Shaco is up, so they should really make sure that he cannot come in. They do have an Oracles, which kind of makes sure that he's not going to be able to steal it, but not entirely. It is still quite risky, and Shaco is going to come in. They can see him, so that is a good thing to have. He's at half health now, under half health now, and yeah, they have 2 champions ready to come in. And oh, killing the Shaco, nicely done, and then getting the Baron. That was really nicely done. And yeah, Shaco attempting to smite steal it, but yeah, that wasn't good enough. he didn't have the enough damage to steal it. And what you saw was they actually stopped doing Baron the moment he jumped in, because they could see him coming close enough to jump in. They stopped doing Baron, they all focused on him, making sure that all he could do was just like one basic attack and his smite, and maybe his poison thing, 2-shift poison or whatever it's called. But that is not going to be enough damage to take out the Baron, at least that's, and not at that point. And yeah, well, if you're doing it blind, it's going to be really tough to get the exact timing, obviously. You almost never get that. And even if you can see the exact amount of HP that Baron is at, it is really hard to pull off. But that's why it's interesting when it works. Anyhow, we see the Maokai doing his thing and just catching the Vayne, and yeah, Vayne has no chance of getting out of that. There's just no way. She shouldn't be in the jungle anyway, and yeah, getting caught is definitely not what you want for your AD carry. But yeah, Maokai, that's why he's picked as a jungler, because he can do that. He can catch the enemies when they're even if they're a little bit further away, because he can flash and then use the Twisted Advance to snare them. And with the whole team coming in, it is really hard to get away from that. Especially because his Q also has a pop-up and I think also a slow. So all in all, a lot of CC that will keep you in your place until his team shows up, assuming they are close enough. And yeah, he has a big amount of HP and armor, magic resist, all the good stuff. He's going for Shurelias. Still doesn't have that. That is quite surprising. But I guess every time you can keep the well, the longer you can keep the gold item, the more gold you're going to get from that. But as a jungler, shouldn't really be a problem. The enemy team is not even. Oh, no, they're not building it yet. Huh. Only Tarek has the Philosopher's Stone, which is kind of the first part of the Shurelias. But all of the other champions have nothing to build at. So 2 Shurelias now on Team Dignitas, and that is going to seal the deal, because with that they can chase down anyone in a team fight and run away from any team fight if they don't want to engage. So I think Against All Authority has given up at this point, since there's nothing they can do anymore. And yeah, they are still fighting, of course, because this is a tournament and there's a lot of money on the line probably. So all they need to do here is try to defend their base until Baron buff wears off. And once it wears off, which is now, they kind of are on equal footing again. That was exactly right timing, it seems. But yeah, Shaco using his ultimate to basically try to scout the enemies that are there, or something like that. I don't know why he did it in this way. Normally you see them use it to prevent getting hit by a spell or something like that, because you actually are removed from the game for about half a second or something like that before you get back into the game with your clone. So anyway, the Team Blue just took out another inhibitor and is now going to go for the top lane, because obviously the enemy team cannot defend this lane. And since the minions are already there, it makes it even easier. I think they would have taken out the turret anyway, even with no minions there, because they are tanky enough to take a few tower shots. And the enemy team is just not going to be able to do anything about all of this, because, yeah, well, there's just nothing to do. Spell Shield once again catching the stun there from Tarek. And that just gives Sivir more power. And we see Rumble pushing in on the mid lane, and top lane is still 4 versus 5, so Rumble just guiding the minions to the two Nexus turrets, and is now going to come in from the side and is going to make sure that they will win this 4v5 team fight. Shurelia's going off. Oh, Rumble just getting killed. But yeah, the tower goes down, and oh, Sivir goes down, I think. Oh, Sivir had Banshee's Veil. Oh no, Guardian Angel, and that makes her stay alive. Oh no, she doesn't have a Guardian Angel. Then what happened there? I'm not sure. Thought she died. Anyway, that was, yeah, I don't know what I saw, but thought I saw her die there. Anyhow, the minions now ganging up on this one Nexus turret, but Swain is going to clear out all of these minions except for the super minion, because Swain has really hard, a big amount of trouble getting that. You need some AD to do that, and Swain is all about the magic damage, so you need physical damage to kill the super minions. And yeah, well, finally it calmed down a bit, the game, and Baron is back up, as everyone saw. So it's now 17-9, but yeah, the gold amount is still 13k gold advantage for Dignitas, because they have 9 turrets versus 1, and that is just, yeah, a huge amount. I mean, 8 turrets difference, considering that it's 750 gold you get for each turret as a team. That is a lot of gold. There is no... okay. There is no Oracle's Elixir on this team anymore. But they do take out Baron without any trouble. And this time Shaco could have come in to actually steal it, because he would have been invisible and his ward was still there, so he would be able to time it better than the last time. But I'm not sure if he's the same level. He's level 12, Maokai is level 14, so Maokai's Smite will do more damage. And since there are 5 champions there, they can just say 3, 2, 1, go, and then launch all of their skills on the Baron, and there is no way you can prevent that. Rumble getting really low, but his shield saving him there. And they're going to just kill everyone and kill the last turrets, kill the Nexus, and that's it. So, yeah, that was it. I hope you enjoyed the game. I will see you next time. GG. Oh, and I'm going back to the last fight there to see what I actually saw. Because here we have Rumble in mid, and yeah, the fight will start in just a second. Rumble just doing some harassment there. And we see the team finally pushing in with the minion wave. So Rumble dies here, and this is where I saw something. Well, here. Oh, it is the spell shield. And then, yeah, a spell shield into heal, and that kind of, or so many of the same kind of effects that you see on, or that kind of looked like the effect on Guardian Angel. Anyway, that's it. We'll see you next time. GG.